Hold on. Come on, little guy. You can do it.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
What happened?
My new attendees to watch. So we're supposedly live streaming on everything.
We're live streaming on everything. Go check. Go check. Go check.
Yep, there we are. We're live.
We're live. Live.
Okay, so now you're live streaming from here instead of how I was doing it from the iPad or the
Right.
phone.
Right.
And
Got it.
it's in 3 days they'll have TikTok approved.
Oh my God. Shut that dude up.
They'll
Right. Right. Got it.
it's in 3 days.
All right.
Okay, so there we go. So so super excited to have Sarai here with us.
Sarai's here. Hey, how you doing?
And start adding multiple streams of passive income to all the things. So we've got some deals to run. I got another data center in Texas. I know Roman sent you something.
Right, we gotta look at what I got. Because like it's gonna blow you away. We'll look at that real quick.
Okay.
And again, apologize for everybody for getting in here 10 minutes late and getting us all fired up in the morning. Over the weekend, we had a lot of stuff coming in and going down, and we had an amazing event that happened on Saturday, right?
Yeah, the pickleball event.
Right. So what we realized was that like we are known as the like startup company. Like I think we reviewed like what 9 startups over the weekend.
I lost track.
9 companies.
That would be
9 companies came to us and they were like, "We need to raise capital. We need to raise capital." I'm like, "Okay, like well, let's sit down and analyze your business. Let's look at see what's going on, right?"
Yep.
And getting all the things lined up. So there was that. I'm also I injured myself a little bit. Catherine kicked me down a flight of stairs.
Oh my word.
Nice.
Broke my back.
Well deserved, I'm sure.
I'll believe that.
Flight of stairs is like that.
Yeah. One step does not constitute a flight, Tommy.
Right.
As with most 50-year-olds these days and up, it's a pickleball injury.
It's a pickleball injury. Still her fault. Still her fault.
It's my fault.
There are no stairs on a pickleball court, Tommy.
Right?
I turned them into stairs, though.
I'm sure you do.
You want to tell the truth about what happened?
No, hell no.
Okay.
You know, like when people would come to the ER and they'd be like, "Oh, I cut my hand opening up a tin can." I'm like, "We're gonna have a new story. Like you can tell me that story. It's 100% legit. But from moving forward, you're gonna have a scar, and we got to formulate a really good story for that scar because saying that you were a dumbass with a tin can is stupid. We're gonna say that you were reaching into a pond to save a puppy and an alligator bit off your 4 fingers and put it back on."
That only works in Florida.
And they were like, "Oh, you're awesome." And I'm like, "I know. I have a lot of scars." So, goes to tell you, like, anyway.
Not to believe what you said.
No, just know that every scar's got a good story. That's the
It's got
Mhm.
most of my scars have good stories.
Nice.
Some don't. Some don't. The ones that I don't show you have no good stories. So anyway, but yeah, I'm wincing and it's hard to sit down, which is something that I'm having to get used to doing a little bit. But anyway, Catherine has control of the machine over there. We're gonna get her to pull up the email so we can take a look at what Roman said in.
Okay.
Blake, did you have your deal piped up, ready to go?
I can throw it up, and then I also have the information that you asked for.
All right, we'll work on that. Let's see what
I'm
Roman
not
sent
seeing
over.
anything from Roman.
You got to go into my email, go down, because I get a lot of email. That's why I'm wanting to get the Marbleism for mine, because like you'll see, like Roman just sent this to me the other day. Keep going. This is all where you're at right here. This is all from today. From here up is today, right? So from here down, lots of stuff, right? So Roman sent me these. So go ahead and open up this.
Just so you know, we can't see that really well.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
like-
share
okay.
the screen in a moment.
Go ahead and just share the screen. So in here, you can see that we did a breakdown of a business. This Google document was produced by Free Estimates.
Nice.
So we just, and again, I'm just showing this as artwork because to me, this is amazing. It took all the information we created
And turned it into
and
the,
turned it into a formal breakdown, proposal, estimate, project. Scroll down a little bit here. Right there, like right in here where we can see the stuff. Go down a little bit. So like here's the line items showing each one of the phases, putting the prices next to it, getting us all lined up. By the way, these guys turned this project down. They're like, it's 3 times higher than everybody else. Good. Good. Like the last thing I want to do is work for somebody who's paying like only for materials or only for labor.
right.
Right? We're not going to do any work. It's 1,800 square foot. And so if they're getting it done for $50,000, mathematically, that just doesn't work. If you got a
Somebody's gonna be
calculator,
losing money.
if you got a calculator and you divided, who's got a calculator brain? Divide 50,000 by 1,800 square feet, and you're going to see that it's barely like $20 a square foot.
Right.
Barely $20 a square foot. You can't get nothing done for $20 a square foot. Because I think we were at $80 a square foot with this price. So scroll down a little bit. This page right here shows like our milestones of when we expect to get paid. Here's our scope of work. Here's the exclusions, like what we're not going to cover, and then notes behind what we're looking at doing. Okay. And so go ahead and bump back out.
You want me to download it or no?
No,
Okay.
we're not. It's just an example. Go back to the email. Right there, right there. Oops. Click on that one right there. And so that right there is the spreadsheet.
Want me to download it?
No, just open it. So here, this is a spreadsheet that it created, putting all those numbers into the breakdown so it's easy to understand. Click on keep going down so we can see the whole thing.
That's it. Oh, so you want to go to
Estimate.
estimate?
Yep, hit that. Now it's going to break it down even more. And then payment schedule. Boom, done. And look, we can put it in status and then client summary. All from Free Estimates.
So everybody except Sarai knows what you're talking about. Do you want to quickly walk her through what you're talking about?
So Free Estimates is if we go back to the GPTs, we can pull it up. No. No. Cancel. Excel. Cancel. Excel. Done. Really?
Yeah.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That one.
Free AZ Buckeye.
Yep. Look at. Go. Damn it. Go right there again. Click that. Yeah, just open the eyeball. You see what it is. Yeah. Erase that. I took a picture of it the other day. Right here. So anyway, Free Estimates is a model kind of like Deal Hunter. It's for fix and flippers, for rehabbers, for people that like Laura Miller, who owns property. Like Laura got an estimate from her property manager to do, or actually what it was a list of things they wanted to fix, right?
No, I think the one we ran through was a repipe. I had to have a house completely repiped for plumbing.
Right.
That's the one we ran through it.
Well, there was one that we did where the property manager sent you all the things that needed. to be
Oh yeah,
done,
that was earlier. You're right. That,
and
yeah.
we ran that
On
one through,
Vector, yeah.
and it gave us some numbers. How close were those numbers to what you actually had to pay?
Um, on that one, I don't actually remember on that one. On the plumbing job, it was, I think the quote they gave us was a little less than the one we ran through free estimates, which, okay. But had it been lower, I would have gone back to them. So
Right.
I think it was like $1,000 difference. The one they had sent me was 1,000 less than free estimates said, but had it been the
Right.
opposite, I would have pushed back and been like, nope.
No, that's awesome.
Try
So-
again.
Trust and verify process.
Yeah, I think we
Right?
I don't know. I'm not. Let's see what this does when you click the button. I
They
think
did some sort of update.
install update now. It's I don't know. I don't know what's going on. 3AZ bug eye. Whoa. Oh, that is that. All right, Blake, pull yours up. Let's share your screen. If we can.
Sure thing.
Okay, he's up.
All right. So what was the information we were seeking out last week?
So Sarai, really quick, what he did was when people have deals, we have them pull up Deal Hunter by Landshark as a GPT, and then Blake uploaded the project, run this deal, and that's what we're looking at. So as more people come on and have deals, we just have people one by one have it loaded, ready to go, so they can share their screen, and we'll go through the whole deal.
So this is just through free estimates. This shows us what it will be like for essentially the cost for the infrastructure, soft costs, and ad development if we subdivide it into 7 lots. The one thing you asked me was how much they purchased it. Well, I was able to find is they purchased it for 3.5 million on December 13th in 2021. That was the last purchase that they had on this property.
Right. Okay, and they haven't done anything with it since. Now they're
Correct.
trying to sell it for 9 million, right? 8.5.
Correct.
So we know that we've got room in there for them to finance us, possibly,
Yeah.
right? So, and they're trying to 3x multiply their deal. So that's cool too. So, all right, cool. Let's roll through this.
Blitz Blake.
What's on that?
So it's Cicely was just texting me that she's at the Great Wolf Lodge, but she's watching.
Okay.
She can't come on to Zoom.
Do we have this fixed yet?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's fixed, but Blake is up live.
All right. So going through this, it's going to help us understand all the things we got to do down there. So keep rolling down. It's almost 500,000, and then we got infrastructure costs that are going to take place. That's another 3.5 to 4 million. So, and that's to do the groundwork. Go back. I want to make sure that we cover all that info. So that's demo, mass grading, and the grading is going to be minimal. The aprons and curbs sound right. Drainage definitely sounds right. Water main, yep. Sewer, yep. Dry utilities. So, yeah, all of that looks pretty real. To go with an iOS yard. So keep going down, additional costs. The utility companies, all that seems pretty realistic as well. So the conceptual totals here fall out between 2 million and 5 million, right? And so roughly about 550 about 550,000 per lot. So keep going down. Um, you could underwrite it in two ways, a paper lot, light improvements to 1.2, okay. And then, fully improved with 7 lot subdivision. And then heavier utility. So what else did you ask it? Let's see what else we got in there. We are looking to create 10,000 square foot buildings on each of these lots. What number of lots makes sense, given the breakdown, what number? Okay, keep going. Let's see what that said. So it says, hold on. The best use is not one 10,000 square foot tenant on each lot as a straight rental hold. The OM shows an irregular 9.8 offered at 8.5 with existing iOS type improvements. So your land base is already heavy before vertical costs. My view is the best risk adjustment plan is to create the 8 lots, 8 buildings, 80,000 square foot. Best pure density is a theoretical ROI on 9 lots, 9 buildings, 90,000. What lot count makes the most sense? So looking at this from a 7, okay. I know they won't let you go to 21% site coverage, so we'd have to go over to probably to the 18.7. Small bay, shallow bay industrial, keep going down. Keep going down. So lease rate right here is basically set up at $1.20 to $1.30 square foot triple net per month. And triple net means like we have no overhead. So everybody understand what triple net means?
Sarai, do you know what triple net means? Okay, so yeah.
So in anything that's not residential, triple net means that the people in that building leasing the building, these are buildings we own that we lease to somebody. The people in those buildings pay the taxes, the insurance, and the maintenance. So what are you doing?
You can see the Hanson face.
Oh, oh. So at that point, what that means is that when we lease the building, we own the building, we're getting paid rent, but then what they're also paying is our insurance, our taxes, and our maintenance. So if we have insurance, taxes, and maintenance covered, we don't really have any other expenses, unless we got to paint the building or make it pretty, but that's maintenance, right? So all that stuff falls under the net, triple net. So
yeah, the triple net leases, this is what investors love more than anything. So when you hear a triple net lease, have your ears perk up. This is like a Starbucks or a McDonald's or medical offices, industrial space. They're all usually some form of triple net lease. So it's a very cool, as an investor and an owner, it's a very advantageous place to be.
So scroll down a little bit more, Blake, and you're going to see here that it shows that the basically with the land at 8.5, if we did the rent out and all that, that on the on the rentals, it looks like we would have an implied yield on cost of about 4.3 to 4.7. Go down a little bit more, we'd have an implied yield of 4.6 to 5.0, and then 4.8 to 5.1. So what it's doing is it's building out like what we would get on our returns, right? So the takeaway from this is the best ROI path shows here that it's building 8 buildings with multi-tenant shallow bay leasing with the ability to sell later, or having a industrial condo of 9 and we hold as rentals. But at the end of the day, the industrial sale price in Phoenix is around 191 per square foot. The increase in value goes up when we have leased up buildings, so we'd be able to get a little bit more for it. You'd see here, keep going down, shows right here, it says the rent per building would be 145 to 158, and it's saying that the NOI would be basically coming back at around 1.8 to $2 million per building on the year, right? 130, what is 136 times 12? That's 1.3.
A little over like 1.5 maybe.
on that per building, right? Here's what you can do. Go ahead and go down to the dictate real quick. I need to know exactly what my stabilized hold value is on each building if I have a $145,000 per year gross. If this is a triple net, what are my expenses on the building? And then also I need to know, like, what is the going rate for industrial space on a per square foot price? Put all this information into your next response, Bill. And so Sarai, here's what we do in talking with our models. We use the dictate because if we typed it out, we're leaving a lot of information on the table that it's going to probably need. So it's better to verbally vomit into your GPT than it is to withhold information. So I like to dictate everything into it. And so some of the things that I mentioned here is like per square foot price. We when we talk about commercial industrial properties, we talk in per square foot price lease per year, meaning they're going to pay a dollar amount per square foot per year to be in the building. And so that's what I'm asking it to produce for me. And it already has those equations in it. So I don't have to teach you the equation. I just got to teach you how to ask the question. Right. And so understanding how, like, for example, a residential property leases at a month-to-month rate, like $1,200 a month is your rent for a house, right? You have an apartment, you're renting it by the door. You know, your doors get $800 to $1,200 a door, right? But when you move over to leasing and retail, commercial, industrial, even land sometimes gets rented in square footage. So, and so right there at the 1.30 square foot per month, you can just multiply $1.30 by 12 and come up with what it's averaging right now, I believe. So go down a little bit. Keep going. So right here it shows that our stabilized building NOI is going to be 131. And if we do that based on a cap rate, now a cap rate is how much you're going to get. Like if you were to take that money and put it in the bank, and then the bank pays you back 135,000 or 131,000 a year, that cap rate is right there. So the bank is right now paying 4% on a 6-month CD, right? 4% per year. So that means over 6 months, you're going to get 2%. So if I put $1 million in there, I'm only going to get 20,000 back.
Right.
Right. Or is that right? 200,000 back.
No.
Something like that. But with it at a 6.5, I'm going to get 6.5% back. Right.
Yeah.
Over the year. So this is how we end up with a value to the property. And so currently right now there's the value of properties are around 7 cap, 6 cap. So if we just did a regular 7 cap at $1.873107 million, that is going to basically land us out somewhere around 1.8 per building. And we're doing how many buildings? 8. Keep going.
Around.
It gave us the numbers. Keep going. So overall rent, yeah, like we're in the price range. Keep going down. It didn't answer it, of course. So
It says into a full 7,
Yeah,
8,
go ahead.
9 building stabilized
That's not-
value.
So you can run this into a full 7, 8, and 9 building stabilized value schedule with total project value, total NOI, and spread against your projected development costs. Do it now.
So Sarai, just to give you an idea, doing this manually before would generally take anywhere from 3 weeks to about 6 months.
This
And the fact that we're able to do this in minutes, this is a big deal. And this is
doing
where
the math on this alone would take us 3 hours or 4 hours.
yeah. So
minimum.
we do the numbers and then the numbers tell us what to do. It all comes down to the numbers first.
Katya, I seen you sneak in here.
Hello, guys. Sorry for coming in late.
No, happy you're here. Hope you had a great weekend.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
Are we tracking down the sellers to the property?
I gave them the number that I could find through a gajillion websites, detective work. I called them and texted, and they didn't leave any response.
Got it. Okay.
So, how critical is it to contact the seller?
To get the deal through them would be critical.
Okay.
Because we don't really want to mess with the brokers anymore, because I don't even think they showed us a legitimate listing agreement. Did they have a legitimate listing agreement?
What does that look like?
It would literally say that the seller signed for them to sell the property to those guys.
No, I didn't see anything like that.
Right. So I don't think they're legitimately listed with that. So I think our next step is going to be to work with one of our brokers
Okay.
to try and get a broker to call the seller directly.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. So let's take a look at what we got here on Blake's thing here. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit for me. So 7 buildings shows that at a 7 cap, we're looking at a value of all the buildings is 12.7, right? 12.8. We're buying the dirt for 8.5. Does that sound like we're getting close? Well, it says right there, 20 million cost. It says we're negative $8.5 million, right? Do we go any deeper, right? Do we need to go any deeper? So keep going down, and you'll see that negative cost. It just we're upside down. So really, legitimately, the only way to get the deal done is to go about getting it through the way of owner financing and then seller financing. So and then hold on one second. So here in lies the idea of like you can try to get it as a property to park trucks on, and we can run it that way. I don't know if we came up with numbers for it to just park the trucks on it and do a lay down yard there, but I think that they're asking more than what we want to pay to make money there. But I also think that the market's changing so much that there is a significant amount of there's a significant amount of potential if we're able to do something creative. That's what it comes down to, right? Because they're asking too close to market for it to be fancy dancy for us. So,
For sure.
right. So we gotta figure that out. Hold on. I'm gonna answer the phone on Roman. Roman is trying to get in somewhere. Catherine's coming back.
Yeah.
Hey.
Tommy?
Yes.
Hold on, brother. They're all calling me from Pepper, I think. Let me bring you in.
Okay. I'm gonna jump off of the podcast right now, folks. I'm gonna go. I gotta do some business with Roman.
We have sitting with the contracting license on the other line.
Okay,
So we're basically gonna go over that needs for us to get the response, the beach space.
okay, sounds good. Hold on 1 second, please.
Okay. Okay. Sorry guys, we're managing multiple things simultaneously. One of the things that we did,
Real quick. Kelsey is asking what phone number ends in 5009 for GoDaddy. Is there a number 5009 for GoDaddy?
no.
Okay.
So trying to remember, so much happened. I think it was Friday. We
Show off your deal, the deal that we paused to go play. If you want.
not sure what deal. Too many things going on. Friday we went out to I actually went out to a job site with Tommy, and it was really interesting in that we were able to walk the property, and it was fascinating that this house was actually sold as is. So it was a lot. I'm not sure if it was one lot or two, but when we got there, it looked like it was one lot, but it had two houses on it. And what they had done is they had put in one septic tank, a small one, and it wasn't big enough to service the two houses. And then they were wanting an RV in the back. So there multiple fines from the city and the county and stuff because the whole thing had been done. I don't know if it was illegal, what had happened, but long story short, they have to fill in that septic tank with cement and then put in two completely separate septic tanks, leach fields, all that for the two separate houses to be able to manage and handle all of that. And of course, they had like 10 days or something to get it done. So the point being is that when we're doing the due diligence, just like last week, Katya, the $10 million learning that was dirty soil, this is why all these tools and using AI is so critical inside of what we're doing. So analyzing the deals is hands down probably like the most important thing that we could possibly do. And what I learned decades ago is that the money is not made on the sell, it's made when you buy it. So making sure that we buy it right, making sure that we understand what all the numbers are moving forward is the most important piece to the whole transaction. Because if you buy it wrong, like last week, Sarai on Katya's deal that we're working on, literally the realtor should have actually told us that it was dirty land, dirty soil, because what that means is that it was contaminated and we couldn't actually put a residential. They were selling it that we could put a multi-family unit on it, when in reality, it was going to cost $10 million to clean up that soil before you could put anything residential on it. Now, if it was just industrial, we could leave it dirty and keep doing all sorts of dirty stuff. And that's a whole other thing. So understanding those components is really, really important.
Can I ask a question? I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, don't be.
So why, like if Dallin knew that this was contaminated soil, what was his motivation against not guiding us towards a equally profitable industrial route? Like why was why would he try to force the multifamily?
Because industrial is not, he can't get as much for the industrial as he could for residential.
Okay, so residential would have been the 12 million, industrial maybe 5, 4, not even.
That. Yeah.
Okay.
Like 2.5. Because
So
here's the
then,
thing. Yeah.
so then does that mean that he's relying on the fact that whoever is going to make this purchase is not going to do the due diligence and he's going to be able to,
Collect a really fat commission.
yeah,
So
basically.
even though we hired him to represent the seller and us at the same time, so he would get the full 6% instead of just 3%, he had a fiduciary responsibility to actually be sharing that information with us to make sure it was in our best interest as well. And clearly the only person he was interested in was his own self-interest. So not all realtors or brokers are equal, right? Like I always like to say, people are are tuned into WIIFM. What's in it for me? And that's what we learned about him. Like, thank you for showing me who you are, that I can't trust you. You're not going to have my back. And in the meantime, thank God we have all these tools to, you know, do all this analysis and these deep dives to figure out all these things, because he wasn't going to do the right thing and tell us that really critical piece.
And what really happened is he kind of screwed himself, because not only did he lose this deal, he lost any future deals that he could do with us, because he showed himself to be.
Yes, exactly. And we did a whole walkthrough, and you can see the walkthrough. It was like a 44-minute video that I did. And the whole time, and we were telling them, like, look, this isn't a one and done. Like, now what we're going to do is when we get this property, we're going to do all these, and then we want you guys to represent us on the other side. Like, we shared with him that we were wanting him for the bigger picture for all of this and future deals and stuff. And they completely shot themselves in the foot by screwing us over that way. Again, when people aren't interested in long-term relationships, like, that's a red flag, right? Again, he was only interested in getting a really fat commission for himself.
One night stand, I call it a one night stand.
Yeah.
Done, we got that taken care of real quick.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a call, just so you know, at 10 o'clock
10 o'clock.
with,
Fan bases.
yeah.
So let's plug this back in over here. Anyway, so yeah, so to like bring everybody up to speed. So Sarai, Blake and Katya both have brought us deals that they found. They sourced deals.
And we're going to
Brought
teach you
the
how
deals to us. We worked through the deals, and then as long as they're doing all the legwork, we're going to be able to move forward on it.
So one of the things, actually, if we can we take like 3 minutes and just have Katya show Sarai how she was sourcing deals? Or do we want to do that on a
I'm going to do it on my own right now.
Okay.
Like,
So this is your homework, Sarai. Here we go.
let's open up a window. What
Okay.
did Sarai do the survey yet?
Yeah. We already talked about it.
Did I talk to her about it?
No, I did.
Right.
Wait a minute, you don't remember if you talked to me or not?
No, I'm clarifying.
Good job,
I
Sarai.
I'm making sure.
I ask clarifying questions. I never make direct statements.
I was going to
So,
say, I usually make some sort of impression. Gosh.
no, I 100% always ask clarifying questions so I can stay out of trouble.
She's the tortoise. She's all about the due diligence and
Yeah.
like cash flow and legacy for her family.
Well, and
That's
again,
really important.
because I haven't seen her survey, I'm
Yeah.
trying to understand what I can talk to her about, because I don't know what the 90-day plan was. I don't know what the blueprint looked like. So I didn't do it. Somebody else did it.
Blake.
Right.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and what I don't want to talk about something that's uninteresting to you, Sarai. So tell me what it is that was in your survey
It was commercial.
that you were looking at doing. What was it?
It came up as multifamily was one of them.
Yeah.
Any of the commercial deals that we do absolutely qualify.
Got it. Okay. So let's start a conversation then on that.
Okay.
Go to Deal Hunter by Landshark.
Okay, so Sarai, what we do is we go into GPTs,
Mm-hmm.
so the GPT store, and then you do search Deal Hunter by Landshark. Is where you're going to find us, and you're going to click start. And then when it comes up and it says, "How awesome are we? Please give us 5 stars."
Got it.
Okay, so Tommy's going to do his dictation.
I want to take a look at running some deals in Florida, looking in the area of Orlando, and I want to find some off-market deals. So resource and look through all of the off-market websites that we currently use to find 10 possible deals in our criteria for real estate projects for our Landshark Mastermind. know that the criteria of that buy box is that it has to be at least $1 million or greater than 1 acre and have a propensity or potential to make between 40 and 60% ROI. Go ahead and run that search now. And so the reason why we encourage it to look for deals that are 40 to 60% is because we're at any deals that we do within the Landshark Mastermind is a 50-50 joint venture. So in order for Landshark to exist, we have to be able to split with somebody. And the minimum that I'm willing to take as an investor is 20%. So if I go out and find just a 20% deal, there's nothing left for anybody else. So if I go to 40%, now I can get my 20 and give somebody else 20. So I know the area out there really well. I've lived in Florida for over 20 years. And as a matter of fact, if Amor and Trevor were in here, they're what I call my Florida crew. And we're going to be working with my old brokerage down there. I did finally get a hold of the broker's son.
Oh, wow.
And he's kind of running the business now. His dad's probably 185 years old. He was 185 years old when I met him 30 years ago. So definitely over 200
Nice,
now.
over 200.
I
Nice.
mean, gotta be. I mean, his name is Bill Nye.
The
And
The
he's
science guy?
older, and he's older than the science guy. He's older than the science guy.
So
Like,
you
he's the
and I said
original
the
Bill
same
Nye.
thing.
This is the original Bill Nye.
The original Bill Nye, the science guy.
No,
So
not
Bill
Wow.
Nye,
Bill-
real estate guy.
he's Bill Nye, the real estate guy. So he actually started, I think he actually started the first Century 21 brokerage in the state of Florida.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Roman raised his hand.
Roman, what the hell do you want, man?
Making money, bro. That's what we want.
Hell do you want?
Yeah, keep that
Wow.
moving. No, I
I
showed
sent you
everybody
the hotel deal that I found in the chat.
I showed everybody that stuff you made on free estimates with the
Medical spas.
document. And yeah, all that stuff looks freaking amazing. So
And then he put one in the chat as well.
that's cool.
Okay, so so the best 10 leads to underwrite now.
So go back up. Let's take a look at them while it's still printing. We got we got Collier Boulevard. It's a 2.2 acre R1. Could possibly be subdivided to 8 subdivided lots, utilities available nearby, and notably being marketed as via an equitable interest assignable contract, meaning that it's under wholesale right now, which makes it one of the closest things here to an off-market style lead. This is one of the cleaner Landshark fits for a small builder play, and it's on Crexy. So click on Crexy. Does anybody know what Crexy is? It's a pretty cool site.
And really quick, Sarai, this wouldn't be a cash flow play. What this is a cash play. So one of the things that Tommy has taught us all is that when you're looking at all the different stages that you can be in any real estate investing transaction, one of the most profitable is taking raw dirt and entitling it to be able to be built on. And that has the biggest ROI available. And so by doing this, then when we exit out the other side, we're left with a pile of cash to be able to now put into an actual cash flowing asset. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We like piles of cash.
So if you scroll
Piles
down
of
a
cash
little
are
bit,
good.
scroll down a little bit, we can see like what's going on here. Go up again. So it shows here like it's prime real estate, blah 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 blah. Utilities. They wrote it in ChatGPT. You can see that right there,
Right.
plain as day.
Yeah.
Right. So, but in order to find out Drew's number or Jana's number, we got to probably join Crexy.
Yeah.
Or we can just copy that, like do a screenshot, ready? Do a screenshot of this, take it back over and drop it in there. Because I'm just demoing this right now. I'm not actually looking to do a deal. So I'm going to show you all the cool tricks. We'll screenshot it. Take it back over here. I'm going to drop it in there. I'd look at the rest of these, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share this whole conversation with you, and then we can break these down later. But right there, let me doc. I want to go ahead and find the people that are selling this. So can you do a deep dive on the people underneath the pictures and see if you can find me some phone numbers for these people?
So we're gonna share this chat
Back
with
up.
you, Sarai.
Well, it's cooking. Go back up.
Okay.
Just go back up, and let's look at a couple of the other ones. Push it up. So there's 1 acre, 1.1 minutes from the airport. MCO, by the way, is Orlando Airport. So possible for hospitality, medical office, gas station, all that stuff. You've got a 2.0 acre for 1 million. You got a 4 acre for 2.5, 3 acre for 2.6. Like nothing standing out as like, oh my God, maybe this one. 7.2 acres for 3 million. 650 foot of frontage along 528. And then and from this it says that it's like a build to suit subdivision strategy maybe. So commercial land play. You got 4.65 for 7 million, and that's off of LoopNet. So you got Kelly Park Road and Apopka, that's 14 acres for up to 225 multifamily units. Multifamily seems to be okay in certain areas. You'd have to really try to focus on it. Kissimmee's got 8 acres, 18 acres right there off of the Erlo Bronson Memorial Highway. That was a police officer, state trooper down there. And that's in Kissimmee. That's the town that Walt Disney built. So what it's showing here is it broke it down by the top 5 fits. Your A tier are going to be those right there. Your B tier below that. Keep going down. And so how it was able to screen these out for the 40 to 60% was by understanding that there's density to unlock or subdivision potential, entitlements already distressed on a or signable, right? So all those are key. So go ahead and go down and see if they got us some phone numbers. This is right here.
Sure. Yep,
There you
there
go. And then Acre Expert LLC, it says that Jana, and the contact number is right there, but I cannot confirm that that's Jana's number. So it's a general contact number. So we could contact any of those, reach out to any of those. And it even gives you a little script. Hi, Drew. I'm calling about the 575 Colliers Boulevard in Orlando. It's on Uncrex. You wanted to speak directly with the seller side about pricing, assignability, inspection window, and whether they're willing to entertain a quick close investor offer. And so that would mean like we're coming in low.
Right.
And that's a nice way of saying I'm going to lowball you. Right. So
Okay,
let's
so
go
it's
ahead and copy that.
9:59.
I understand. Let's
Yeah.
copy this right quick. They skipped on us twice.
Right.
You think I'm going to hurry to a meeting on somebody that skipped on me twice?
So I'm copying this or sharing.
Go
the
back
chat.
up to the top. Right there. Oh, I don't know what. Click on that. No. All right, I don't know what's going on. Good. So right there.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
back up to the top. There we go. Now share that and then share that to the chat, and Sarai can take that with her and pull it into her own.
So Sarai, this is your first homework.
Roman's got that one right there, that one in Bisbee I want to look at. I've seen this one. They're asking 450,000, cost about $1 million to fix it. But it's a hotel in Bisbee. It's not actually in Bisbee, it's way outside of Bisbee.
Okay, Sarai, it's in the chat for you. Okay, so you want me to copy Roman's doodly dad? All this?
Yeah, just do the address for right now. I want to see where it's at.
This?
Yeah,
Right, that,
and do the map. Yep, click that and do a map on it.
right?
So I know you guys can't see this very well, but I want to just double check and make sure this is where I was at. Because I used to live in Bisbee for about 6 months. And Bisbee, Arizona is an interesting little place. Put it on that. Oh, it is. It's
Look
right
how
in town.
tiny it is.
It's right in town. Go ahead and click that right there. I think I know where this is at. Yep. Okay. I know where it's at. That's interesting. I didn't spend a lot of time in this building, but you can see like it totally is a historical building to rehab. So with over $1 million of rehab. I like this, bro.
Opportunity zone tax, historic, remember?
Right. We could turn this into group housing very easily with all those doors down below. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 doors down below, and then 20 something doors up on top. That's not bad. Yeah, we'll deep dive that. We'll look at that later for sure. So, all right, cool. Well, it's 10:01. I do got to get onto another call. I'm not going to be as ignorant as the people we've been dealing with. So I apologize to you guys for not being able to give you more time, but we really got to get this other call taken care of.
Sarai, did you get the link that I sent you?
I did, but when you say this is your homework, I'm not really sure what that's supposed to mean.
Continue the conversation.
Okay.
So yeah, so we will
So when you click on it, it says, continue the conversation. You click on it, and when you continue the conversation, like, I don't know if it's possible, go
ahead and
Click one.
share your screen.
click there, right there. If you click there, it'll show you, it'll say and then it'll say right there, continue, you closed it. I don't know where you went. Where did you go? What did you do? It literally says continue conversation. And I know, but leave it up long. Can you?
When I clicked it,
I don't want to click it. I just want to show her it says continue the conversation. When you click it, you click on the link that we shared, it's going to say right below it.
Oh, okay.
Continue the conversation.
Tommy, that's $5 in the SAS jar.
Wow.
So when I clicked
got
it,
out with the
yeah, so when I clicked it, it just opens the entire dialogue in a window for me.
Okay, good.
Correct.
Yeah.
Then go back and have conversation with it about each one of those properties.
Okay.
Right. And that's going to help you understand how Deal Hunter works. You're going to be able to continue to read about what, and then if there's a question, you're like, well, what does this mean? Copy and paste it, type it in, put it in there and say, what does this mean? And it'll explain it to you. It'll help you understand, and then bring those questions that it doesn't answer with you tomorrow, and have some deals for us to look at. So you bring a deal tomorrow out of those 10, say, hey, I like this one, and tell us why, and let it tell you, what you have the conversation with. Let it tell us why would we dig into it? What are we going to dig into it for?
Okay. Well, I will actually see you guys Wednesdays. I don't know if Catherine told you, I'm never available on Tuesdays because I homeschool. And so I have to take my kids to their co-op on Tuesdays, at least till summer. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Wednesday for sure.
No, that's
We're
awesome.
excited. Awesome. Okay, honey.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.